Well, as promised, we're back for part 5 of the infected tutorial slash demo thing. And we're back at the house, which I sort of haven't really finished yet because I've been off doing other things. I decided to. I found a nice location. I decided to start again somewhere else. It may not have been as nice as it as I should have. Right, that sound that you're hearing is a fox, and they are really annoying. You need to be careful of the foxes because they're generally all infected, and as a result of that, they will tend to bite you, and then it's a pain. So if you get the chance, it's always a good idea to get rid of them. But I don't know where he's gone, so maybe he's up here. And then I have a surprise for you. Where is my fox? Anyway, I have a surprise for you because I've been busy. So let's go and show you this kind of fell by the wayside a little bit. So I still have all of the stuff here, but I should probably put the forge back. But you still haven't built a roof, so. Where is that fox? It's right around here somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, once you have arrows in the quiver, right click to zoom or to target, and left click to fire. If you get a headshot, they will die immediately, and if you don't, then they're coming after you. So. Probably, let me stand up on the rock, see if I can see him. Can I get up there? Maybe. Oh, maybe. Maybe. He's close as well. I don't know. Sometimes you just can't find the animals, and that's sometimes because they fall inside the rocks, and they can't. You can't find them then. Anyway, so there is a surprise, and there is our surprise. I have a new vehicle. This is the pickup truck, and we're going to drive to my other project. So, we're facing the right way? Yeah. It's a whole lot harder to do than to drive than the other thing. Mainly because it's much faster. But if you drive it at full speed, you're just going to fly off the road and end up upside down. So, this is a vehicle that brakes are important. It will go fast, but it won't go around corners fast, so you just have to sort of. It's okay. It's 100 kilometers an hour, that's what, 62 miles an hour? So, you have to slow down for the junctions, otherwise you're not getting around that corner. But I guess that makes sense. And when you get enough ingots and mechanical parts and stuff to repair this, that's not that one that I want to go down, is it? When you get enough parts to repair it, it's just at the side of the road at one of the NPC places. But yes, it's a pain because you have to leave the little 4x4, quad bike behind and then collect it later. And so if your base is halfway across the other side of the map, it's slightly painful, but yeah, it takes a couple of trips as well to get enough parts to repair it. Are we nearly there? Yeah, we are nearly. Oopsie. Almost crashed. In both the vehicles, actually, if you crash and end up upside down or stuck between two trees or something, then there is, I think you press P to reset the vehicle. Yeah, it tends to understeer. You have to slow down to go around corners. Right, and that's my little road sign that says here's the turn off. And I didn't realise how big this truck was. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might have to build some foundations to stop the trees from growing so that I can get in. But I think you're going to love the. Come on, there we are. You're going to love the new project. It's like a beacon. Not all of it's built yet. So we have. Actually, I'm going to park out here. So we have some spikes because I have an NPC problem. Yeah, so there's some spikes and a fence. That's a concrete fence now. So in here we have some, well, look, we have watermelon. Have some logs. A cart with a bear in it. And a crate with some melons in. That's my claim pole. And so this is literally just blocks and blocks of those foundations that we built the house on, because this is the barn, and you have to collect mushrooms from the cave and some other things to make tranquilizer arrows so that you can catch chickens and goats alive, and then you can populate the barn. But you have to feed them then, of course. So that's fun. This guy you'll find in one of the NPC locations in one of those sort of garage, like big warehouse garage things that we looked at before. And he's a friendly NPC, and he will do tasks. So we have a little priority list for his tasks. In order to actually sort of get him woken up, you have to build. This is an NPC house. You have to build to get him to have to come alive, and you also need a town hall, and some antibiotics to bring him back to health. So we have a greenhouse with lots and lots of those planters that you saw that I hadn't bothered to build before. And of course this is stuff will grow even in the winter, which is nice. There is a sharpening thing, so if you have a steel tool or an iron tool like this, you can sharpen it on there, like the spear as well. And if you look on the bottom right, you can see the durability going back up. That thing's powered by the oil that you find, so you have to, or I think it would work with the biofuel. Right, well, this here is my house, very similar to the other one. got the workbenches and some storage and a bed. Although this time I have a bit of encroachment from the cliff face, but I managed to build around it. And some clothes. I do have some. There are some fun things here. Like there's a light switch for the house. And this is my kitchen. I have a dead boar on the table. I have there's a sink. That's a bigger water bottle than the standard one. And I have an oven. There's a space here. There's going to be another fridge because as soon as I have enough power to run 2 fridges, they're very nice because you don't have to worry about things spoiling after 30 minutes or whatever. And that's just a food preparation table. Actually, we can see I'll show you how to do the food prep. We'll get what we need is a couple of onions. I'll harvest those. I then want to plant the seeds back again because otherwise I'll forget, and then next time I won't have any onions. And some potatoes. We'll do the same thing for them. And then corn and cucumber. And we'll replant the seeds for those as well. So that's cucumber and corn. Now, initially when you build the greenhouse, you either have to have the NPC water things, and I never did get that working properly, or you have to have a water house, which is like this place, which is kind of like a pumped well. But in order for that, you need to have electricity. So I have some batteries. And if you look up there, there are some wind turbines and some solar panels. What time is it? It's late. Let's sleep until it's light, so you can see better. This time of the year, I guess it'll be light about 6 AM. Or at least getting light. Oh, wrong way. Up to the kitchen. Yeah, it's getting light, isn't it? So I built this house. I guess you'd call it a house. I don't know quite what I'm going to use it for, but I just had the whim that I could build something giant, and I did. There's a lot of space here. I'm going to use it for something. And then this got interesting because I wanted to be able to get up onto the roof so that I could fix solar panels and wind turbines and things. And a railing so you don't fall off the edge, because believe me, you will die. Actually, then I have a little back entrance. This was the first little house I built, just a bed and a thing. But then I started building this. I decided I was going to fence off the cave and sort of take it over. So I built another little house in here, which is this one, which is almost all cleared out again now. And some sort of undercover stuff that got cleared out, because I have designs on putting a big fence between this rock and that rock. What was that noise? Oh, I thought I heard a sort of animal noise. Okay, whatever. We're not going to be attacked, so that's good. This thing is a thing that powered by oil and collects clay, soil, good for making those roofs. This one collects stone and iron ore, and the one in the cave collects various different types of ore. And these rocks you can attack with a pickaxe and get more ore. But you do have to be careful in the cave because there are scorpions, not to mention crows. But no, the scorpions will bite you. And you can kill them very easily, but you usually get poisoned. You need one of those medicated bandages, but these mushrooms are very useful in the food preparation and for the tranquilizer arrows and things. I don't know why there's a crow in here, but yeah, definitely collect as many of the mushrooms as you can if you're ever in a cave, especially if you don't build right next to one. There's a limited supply, obviously, because they only respawn so fast. So this is my forge, sort of blacksmith shop. This is actually the town hall, but I turned the town hall into a room inside a bigger structure. So I have a kitchen, and then this is the actual town hall room, but I've turned that into a sort of forge metalworking room, and then I have another sort of porch on this side. And then there's a back door for my giant house over here. It becomes really easy to build these things because giant things, because you can kill the frogs. There we go. Look. Surprisingly, there you go. Surprisingly, the frogs are actually worth killing, because when you kill a frog, you actually get raw meat, which is useful. But when the friendly NPC chops trees down and fills up the log stands, you just make loads of log stands and he fills them up with logs. And then this is a fuel-powered circular saw that turns the logs into planks at a much faster rate. And this forge takes 6 things at once, so it becomes a little. Once you reach a certain point, you can make things an awful lot quicker. Especially if they're just made of logs and planks, like half the stuff in the game is. So yeah, I can put my iron ingot on my iron ingot shelf. I'm now overweight, so I should just dump something off before. There we go. I have some. No, I have food prep. Some tins. Right, lots of tins. So when you get the Mike guy, once you've revived him, he will have a hunger value, and when it's 0, he will stop doing anything for you, and you have to feed him. You make this special crate, and you can put food in there for him, and then he will be happy. Usually I feed him with dried meat, because it doesn't go off. It has a long sort of shelf life. Right, but we were gonna make some stuff. So first, before we do that, this is my little porch with the workbench in, and these rubbish bags, you get them when food goes off, because you didn't use it quickly enough. And if you get 3 of them, you can turn it into biofuel, which will power those like the ore extractor things. So that's a useful thing. I mean, it's almost to the point where you need to let some food go off to supply them. But anyway, so the way that the food thing works is, if you go into the Itempedia and look at food, it's a sort of tiered structure. So let's say we want to make a bacon pie. It says made on the stove using a bacon pie mix, and then you say, okay, well, the bacon pie mix is made of raw bacon, egg, milk. Raw bacon you get from killing boars. Egg and milk you get from the barn or from well, eggs you often get from raiding them, but milk you need a barn. And then the Vegemix is down here, and that's made from 1 cucumber, 1 corn, 1 potato, and 1 onion. So we start at the bottom of the table and we say, okay, well, let's make a Vegemix. So where's the... Yeah, so you right click on the table, press E on the table, you go here, and you have to remember what the thing is supposed to be, and it was potato and onion. Corn, cucumber, potato and onion Vegemix. So we make a Vegemix. So we now have a Vegemix, which is this thing. And so what? We could make a... So if we said we want to make a bacon pie, we need the bacon pie mix, which is raw bacon, egg, milk, and a Vegemix. So, so if do I have an egg? Yeah, we stole an egg from the thing, so we just need some milk from the barn, and you can scroll wheel will rotate it if you need to fit it in. So we have egg, milk, Vegemix. Now raw bacon, I killed a boar earlier, so I have some raw bacon in the fridge. And so then we can come over here and we could say, right, we need a Vegemix, some raw bacon, egg, and milk. So now I have a bacon pie mix. Well, we would if we had enough space for it to land in the thing. It just drops things on the floor if it doesn't. If it can't put them back in your inventory. So let us see if we can. I know we're going to put the onions in the food storage because they don't. Not onions. Mushrooms. They don't perish, so we can just dump them off. And I'm going to eat the cooked bacon. That'll get it out of the way. And the raw meat I'm going to put on the drying rack, and we'll turn it into dried meat and give that to our NPC. So hopefully we now have a bit more space. Not that I'm super confident that there'll be space, but we'll see. So it was egg, milk, raw bacon. Yay, craft. Nothing fell on the floor, so we have a bacon pie mix. And then we come over to the stove, and first things first, we put some firewood in the stove and light her up. And then we can put our bacon pie mix on the stove and cook that. While that's cooking, and now I have some space, I can make another Vegemix for next time. Because if you work out what to harvest, you can make sure you've always got enough. So the Vegemix can go in the fridge, because anything you put in here will just stay there forever. It doesn't need. Doesn't have a time, or the timer doesn't go down. And while we're cooking, I'll cook a stew mix as well, which I prepared earlier. You have to make the pans as well, as a for an example. So then when that's done, we can bring that back here. What does that say? Overheating? Yeah, standing right next to the stove, and it's now sunny outside. So let's go in the house, and what are we wearing? Snow pants. That's probably not the best solution, is it? Let's have some slacks. Right, there we go. go, and our stew mix just got made as well. Do I have some space in the fridge? Because I'm going to park the stew in the fridge. While we've got the while we've got the oven on, we can make another stew. So I had one already in the fridge. Egg, raw bacon. Ooh, I tell you what, if we get a melon. This is the stuff that you really want to start cooking. Have a melon and a mushroom. Oh, that needs to go in the food pack. So now we come over here and melon. What am I missing? Melon, mushroom, raw chicken. So we need raw chicken, which gives us raw chicken, melon, mushroom, and egg. And that makes a ration pack, which conveniently doesn't have an expiry, like a timeout, so you can use that at any time. It's not gonna expire, and also it has all these bonuses like max health plus 0.125, which is much better than the raw liver that we ate earlier on. So, and it's also 50% on all stats. And the actual full size ration pack is even better, 100% on all stats and 0.25 a bonus to 3 to that. That's to all 3. So you get a 0.25 bonus to health and to stamina and to thirst. Speaking of which, thirst. Yeah, you can drink that. As long as you have the power on and the water house, then the sink always gives clean water, which is nice. So now I have. Oh, don't take the pan, silly thing. Put the pan back on the stove. What I want to do is to put it in the food pack, take the stew, put out the stove. There we go. Now, is there space in the fridge for the stew? There is. But I'm going to eat the bacon pie. There we go. Get my stats back up. And else is there? Oh, so to. No, I'm not going to butcher. I was going to butcher the board, but they give so much bacon and I have nowhere to put it. Basically, what you do is you come up here and you select an axe, and then you E is activate, and it will turn him into bacon, basically. So yeah, another heater. Well, look, we could get a pickaxe, and I'll show you the how to get ore from the cave. And so you just literally select the pickaxe, try not to get attacked by a scorpion, attack a rock, and each one turns into mostly lead ore and some iron ore. And you can sort of go around the cave and do it over and over again, although until you run out, and then you have to wait until it respawns. But yeah, this big open area here did originally have the NPC house in it, but it turns out that was too far away from, allegedly too far away from greenhouse for him to water the greenhouse, but I never have managed to make him water the greenhouse. So, and then there's the electricity supply. The batteries, solar panels, wind turbine things, etc., just magically work, but everything else you have to wire up. So you end up with this giant control panel, which you can only have one, and then that links off to one of these, which is a junction box, and they get labelled so that you have to use a particular hammer, which is the upgrade hammer, which is in the other thing, which is in the other rack. So use the upgrade hammer, which is not the pickaxe, it's that one. And you'll find that once you select the upgrade hammer near the wiring, all the wiring gets lit up, so you can see what's going where. And then it says E pull wire, and then you basically drag the wire out and then sort of use the hammer on where you want it to wire it to. So basically it has to go from the control panel to a junction box, and then via any number of relays to the appliance. So for example, you see this one goes from the control panel to the junction box, and I'm then just going directly to the fridge. I don't think I have any relays, but that's just because I was sort of being a bit blasé about just wiring things directly. So for example, the wires to these lights, this is the lights in here, they work really well actually, but they just sort of come from that junction box and just go directly up to the lights. It's not exactly hidden, but unless you know it's there. And then again, there's a cement mixer, which also needs electricity. So I don't have any sand left, but I think the key is really just to look at the item book and say, okay, well, I want some sand. So where is sand going to be? It's probably under construction somewhere. Resources, sand, and it says crafted by the player or on the workbench, needs 2 small stone. So if I have 2 small stone, which I don't, I can go and pick some up. I have a crate of them. 2 small stone. So in theory I could come here and go construction, you go craft, and you get a sand. And now I can get some clay as well. I get 10 sand actually, and then you put your 10 sand and your 10 clay in the mixer, and as long as it has power you can click mix. And then 2 minutes later you get, or 3 minutes later you get a cement. Then with that upgrade hammer you can turn like wooden buildings into cement buildings, and upgrade things. So yeah, that's how it works. I kind of worked out that once you've got one foundation at a certain height, then it's quite keen on just making them all. Next, no matter how high it has to make it off the ground, it will do it. And this is a building with a roof, and that is the foundation. So I had to manually adjust the height so they matched, because it looks like it's all one thing from the top, but it's not. Half of it's foundation and half of it's roof, or ceiling. So, and I still haven't got enough glass for all my windows, but it's sort of getting there. One last thing before I go then. Up here, this used to be a flat roof, and I used to have the solar panels up here, hence the railing. But what I did is I turned this whole building, it looks sort of fairly uniform now. It's just a sort of normal roof, but there's this little hump in it, and that hump in it is actually the barn, not the barn, the town hall. So if you take this roof, there's another roof under it, but I was trying to completely enclose the town hall to make it look like it was part of another structure, because you can't get away without having the town hall, but it's not that useful. So I sort of built it in to another. Ow! Shouldn't have jumped off the roof. Broke me leg. So now, what I do is, if you look down the bottom left, it's complaining that I have a broken leg. I'll come back to my medical supplies and go in the medical supply box. Come on, where's my medical supply box? There it is. And I'll get a splint, which is the thing I didn't pick up before because I said I wasn't going to break my leg. And you just use it like a bandage, and magically your leg isn't broken anymore. So that's how that works. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. The biggest problem with this place is it's not very close to a road, but I think this is the direction the road is the closest. So I don't know. The thing is, the more bears attacking me. The way to do it is to use the shield and then wait till he attacks you, and then stab him a couple of times, and then wait till he attacks you, stab him, and then use the shield, wait till he attacks you, stab him, and then because it'll do a lot of damage if you don't use the shield. Some of the animals are hostile. They will attack you, like foxes and bears and things. Wolves are nasty. Other ones will just run away. Deers, sheep, and the boars and the goats. If you attack them, they will attack you back. But they're not hostile otherwise. But now I have an animal that doesn't make bacon. I'll show you the process to butcher them. You need a butchery table, like the one that we're slowly making our way towards. So just dump him off on the butchery table. You need an axe. Stone axe will do, and then press E, and you get that. And I have got so much bone, I don't know what to do with it. In fact, I literally don't know what it's for. So it's the animal hide. I don't have enough space for the animal hide. That's why it's doing that. Did I not replant the melon? Why am I? Did I drop the boat? Yeah, I did. So it's given me something that's too heavy for me to carry. So that's why I'm going slowly now. But I didn't replant the melon, and I need to get something out of my inventory. So this will do it. So melon seed. I think this animal products thing is already full. Yeah. So it's a bit difficult to work. I mean, I think it's it was actually the ores that I've collected from the cave that are really weighing me down. But let's get rid of the feather. No, it's full. Now I can pick up the animal hide and put it in there. There we go. But in reality, what it's given me is a whole lot of meat. And a liver. So what I'll generally do with that is I will give most of the meat to the NPC as dried meat, and I will keep the liver and one piece of meat to make a stew, which is the thing that gives you like the end of the stew chain is a large ration pack, which is basically the best food there is. So we hang the meat to dry, and then get it at the right angle. Okay. Am I still overweight? Let's dump off the ore that we collected then. It's really annoying to have to walk slowly. So dump off the ore and the metal fragments, probably the clay as well. That's going to give us plenty of speed. So what I need is some milk, I think. Gonna get an egg as well. And in the fridge there is the veggie mix that we... no, not that one. It's the no. Give me the veggie mix. Right, there's the veggie mix that we made earlier. We come over here and we need veggie mix, liver, meat and milk, and then we can craft a stew. And from the stew we need from memory we need 3 mushrooms, 3 mushrooms, yeah. 2 eggs, I think. Oh yes, and a melon. Need to make sure I've got space for a melon, because melon's a big item. Right, so the one I forgot to replant hasn't grown, but we have more melon. Right, so now come out here and we take the stew mix and 2 eggs, mushrooms and melon, and that should give us a full-size ration pack, which is that item there. Non-perishable advanced food item, gives you 100% of all stats, 25% thirst, 25% energy, and 0.25 bonus to all permanent stats. I mean, what more could you ask for? What I could really ask for is for the meat to have dried, or at least that one, so that I can get more of it on there. Oh, we need... You've got to be careful not to pick up the existing raw meat. And then we can go right here and put that in Mike's crate because he's run out of food. So there we go. And I'm going to eat the cooked chicken that I made earlier. Just get rid of it. There we go. So that's kind of how it works a bit when you're a bit further on. We will see if there will be a part 6, but it won't be soon. Right. Oh, before I go, if you butcher an animal, you can see you've got blood on your hands. If you then eat something while you've got blood on your hands, you get food poisoning. You have to wash your hands. And you can either do it at the sink, or you can right click on here and there would be a wash hands thing on the water bottle if you needed to do it. So there we go. Until next time.